Alright, we're going to be breaking down why I love the pick. Second thing, we're going to be breaking down how he fits on the Dolphins roster. Third thing is my pro comparison. So the first reason why I really like this pick is the obvious one. This kid was rated as a second-round talent, early third-round talent. It fell all the way to the 5th round, and the Miami Dolphins' biggest need on the offensive side of the football is guard. We really saw our offensive line fail us a lot of times last season, and this was a huge need for the Miami Dolphins, underratedly a huge need for the Miami Dolphins. Packed right away. He's a great run blocker. He plays with anger. He's a grinder, and I love my offensive linemen to be physical, imposing. If you look at the Tennessee Titans offensive line with Jake Conklin and Taylor Lewan, I mean, they hit people, and this is exactly what Asiata does. He just hits people. He was the strongest offensive lineman, definitely the strongest guard coming out of the draft. I mean, the kid just hits people. He makes lanes. I mean, I cannot wait to see Jay Ajayi run behind him. He's 6'4". He's a big guy. Like I said, super strong. He hits people. He moves people. He's a great pick. And like I said, he was a steal. He fell all the way to the 5th round. Obviously, we traded up to get him with Philly, but this is an absolute steal. The only thing, the negatives that people bring up about him is his body control, and he plays overly aggressive sometimes. I mean, this kid plays with a mean streak, which is what I love in my guard, especially when you play the guard position. You got to play with a mean streak, playing in the trenches like Asiata does. This is a great pick. He's great, and like I said, run blocking is probably his strongest suit, and he's really good in pass protection. Go through like the last 3 or 4 years of all the guards we've drafted, he's by far the best guard we've taken in a very long time. I really like him. And the negatives, like I said, just overly aggressive and body control. That's not even that big of that's not a big deal at all. I'm sure. I think the body control thing is overblown, and the over aggression thing I love. I don't care if he plays over aggressive at times. I love that. And I think he's gonna give our offensive line an identity, more of an identity, I think, this upcoming season. And just he's so physical. I love what he brings to our offensive line. The way he fits on our roster, you see Ted Larson, who I think he's going to compete with. I don't think he's going to compete with Jermon Bushrod. I think he's definitely going to compete for Ted's spot. I think he could totally beat out Ted Larson easily. So he's easily can make, when we've talked about Cordrea and everything like that, who was a 3rd-round pick, this kid is a 5th-round pick who can come in right away and make a huge impact on the Miami Dolphins roster. I think him coming in, I think he can totally beat out Ted Larson. Like I said, he was a 2nd-round prospect, early 3rd-round prospect. He dropped all the way to the 5th round. He could totally beat out Ted. He can make a huge impact right away. This was a huge steal for the Fins. Huge steal for the Fins. So I don't see him coming in, him taking a year to develop. I think he can come in right away and be a starter, and it makes me happy that we finally found a guard. And I'm serious when I say this, guys. This was an amazing pick. I don't know if I can the words cannot describe how this is a great pick. This was like a godsend, to be honest with you guys, because if we got out of this draft with not one guard, this kid is so talented that the thing is his pro comparison, and he really reminds me of Richie Incognito. The way he plays with aggressiveness, he plays with that anger, he plays with the physical, just that physical thing about him, and how strong he is. Like, Richie was extremely strong. He moved people off the ball. He was a great run blocker, like Asiata is. So he really reminds me of Richie Incognito, and if he can be anything like Richie Incognito, who's a Pro Bowl offensive lineman, then this was an absolute steal for the Miami Dolphins. I think it was a steal anyway, and I can't wait to see this kid play. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. This was an absolute steal, and let me know what you guys think about Asiata down in the comment section below. I think, like I said, just a great steal, and I'll see you guys in the next one.